Hello everyone, myself and Dave Freezer here. We thought we'd go through something that was in the paper this morning and also online at pinken.com. You can check out with a link that will be in the various notes on this video, which is the list of retained players, the list of released players. Released, get it right Michael, in the Championship. Dave, you spent hours going through all these players.
Yeah, it was quite a while. The Premier League and the Football League have both put out all of their released lists now, and that's over 300 players, well over 300 players. A lot of them are obviously kids, some towards the end of their career, and Scott Parker, who, there you go, the work we're talking about. Scott Parker, who of course had a loan at Norwich early in his career, he's 37 now, Fulham have released him. So yeah, just whittling them down and doing that sort of classic Football Manager summer thing. Season's over, you go and look through whose contracts are expiring, don't you? See if you can find yourself a bargain.
So, as you went through the list, did you ever lose entire hope, or were there some where you thought, you know, actually?
Well, Zlatan Ibrahimovic would be a good signing, yeah. Once
I'm not sure they could afford him.
I think he may be a tad expensive. Yeah, there's that. Norwich would like a bargain, of course. Marley Watkins signed on a free from Barnsley, and one of the players we've picked out is Josh Scowen.
Josh Scowen, who I saw him a couple of times last year, and I'd say he personally impressed me probably as much as Marley Watkins.
Yeah, good player, quite a similar player though, so I guess they're
younger
probably,
as well.
Younger, yeah, but it looks like he'll be. This thing with Barnes is they were giving people 2-year contracts, weren't they? And that's come back to bite them. So yeah, but it's not necessarily a list of players that we think Norwich are going to sign. The one player in the list is Tom Adeyemi, who we all know a lot about, don't we? He came through the youth system at Norwich, has had a decent season with Rotherham, even though they had a poor season overall, and has been released by Cardiff. So that's an example of the sort of player where Norwich could get a bargain if they're convinced that he could do a job for them.
Has also been linked with Ipswich.
Yes, he
worth
has.
saying. Imagine that, eh? Imagine that. Okay, so you know, one or two here then. But I guess what we're really saying is this is probably not going to be the avenue Norwich.
Probably not, no. I think it's emphasising, it's just a little bit of light-hearted fun, isn't it? Emphasising the fact that there are bargains out there to be had. I mean, the main picture we've got on there, Danny Williams.
Danny Williams, yeah.
Was
spoken to him. Nice bloke.
Yeah, German-born, or Germany-born.
Chris Lakey's laughing at that, by the way, for some reason.
He was one of Reading's best players this year,
yeah.
wasn't he? So, you know, he's available on a free. Whether Norwich can afford his sort of wages this summer is probably the debate, I suppose. You've got Vernon Anita there, who, you know, he's played well for Newcastle over a number of years and has just helped them win the Championship title. But could Norwich stretch, even though he's on a free, could Norwich stretch to those wages? At the moment, probably not, I guess.
I mean, there's some great Premier League experience here as well, of course, in John Ruddy, Sebastian Basson,
yeah,
and Michael Turner.
And that was kind of the starting point for it, that there's a lot of stories out there this summer, aren't there, saying these players that Norwich are releasing could do a great job for Cardiff, Leeds, whoever, and John Ruddy's on the list. I even saw the Scunthorpe Telegraph, my old paper, so I'll give them a shout out. They said that John Ruddy would be a great option for them. So,
well, he would.
Of course
Bless.
He would, yeah. I'm not sure who's working on the sports desk there nowadays, because it was a long time ago. But,
you started bigging them up, and now you're slating them, Dave.
Well, I think they're being a bit optimistic.
Well, you never know. You never know. We'll see. Obviously, a few of those players, we'll see where they end up. Stephen Whittaker, probably at Hibs.
Quite, yeah.
Found out. Anyway, all right. Well, I think we've gone through that well enough. There's a poll, isn't there, on pinken.com?
There is. If you like the look of them, give it a yes or no. I mean, one player who stood out as one that would be a good signing if they could do it was Bruno Manga at Cardiff. I mean, he was basically their best defender, and Cardiff had a good defensive record under Neil Warnock the second half of the season. He's leaving because they can't agree terms with him. So would that be the sort of player that it's worth stretching, paying a little bit of money to get in, proven Championship defender?
It's always just interesting where these players end up as well. Michael Kitely did a brilliant turn at Burton last year, effectively helped keep them up. So
4 goals in 12 games.
Including a very well taken winner against Norwich, of
yep.
course. All right, well, head over to pinken.com and check that out, and of course for all the latest news as and when we get it. And for those wondering about my beard and how good it may or may not look, this is Joe Ledley. Look at that. What a beard that is. Anyway, so you know where we are. See us there, and we'll be back doing these regularly, won't we, Dave?
We promise.